What up, MetaZoo Maniacs? Today is July 23rd, 2024. And yeah, to start this week's auctions, I just wanted to show some of these cool tarot cards. I never got into collecting these, but they are pretty cool, the artwork. I mean, here we got Nine of Cups. We got Bigfoot just chilling like a boss. I mean, that's awesome. And if you're looking to pick up any of these, just go to Arcade Collectibles, as you can see right here on eBay. And they actually have quite a few left on their eBay store, so check it out. Just wanted to show off a couple other ones. So we got Dragon of Oconto Falls here. I guess it's called Justice for the tarot cards. I don't know if that's Sir Lancelot, but yeah, or maybe Sam Sinclair. Pretty badass. And Death was always a chase, I remember with these. Look how crazy this is. That's totally wild. And yeah, it's selling for like 12 bucks, $9, $10, whatever. Not too much. Then we got Flatwoods Monster here. Two of Pentacles. I mean, if you like Flatwoods Monster, and a lot of people do, this is unique artwork you probably don't have in your collection yet. Okay, let's get to the auctions of the week. Yeah, we got Chibi Babe the Blue Ox from Pin Club Full Hollow. Was it buy it now for $15. Here we have a Kickstarter Kryptonation, obviously Kryptonation. $900 for a booster box. But it's autographed by Poncho, Victor Larson, and Mike Waddell. So let's check out the signatures. So we have Victor Larson, #1 over here, Poncho down here, and Mike Waddell over here, and that was signed in 2021, so pretty cool. Definitely added a little bit of a premium onto the booster box. Here we have a Rudy Alpha Investment Sasquatch, the very first promo collaboration with MetaZoo, raw, sold for $35. Here's the first edition Kryptonation booster box, sold for $122.50 in auction. Here we have CGC-10 Flatwoods Monster, not a very easy pull to pull from UFO. Only $5.50. Very good deal. Then we have a Headless Horseman, CGC-10, $15.50. Men in Black, CGC-10, only $9.50. Like, for anyone that was around when UFO first came out, Men in Black was just like awful from Wilderness. These cards were selling easily for like $35, $45 raw. All day. Men in Black's not a very easy pull. So, it's one of the hardest cards to pull, I think. And I mean, it's badass. This guy's having a cigarette. You don't even see that in movies anymore. Here we have CGC-10 Piazza Bird First Edition, $11.69. Here we have PSA-10 Phoenix Rain First Edition, $11.50. Then we have a Chaos Crystal PSA-10, just First Edition, Full Hollow, $15.50. And what the hell happened here? Slide Rock Bolter sold for $30 in auction, so people knew what they were bidding on. It's not like it was a fluke buy it now. This is first edition Slide Rock Bolter PSA-10. Sold for $30. We just saw Chaos Crystal selling for $15. First edition Piazza Bird, it was CGC-10, but selling for what, 12 bucks? That's insane. What the hell happened here? Slide Rock Bolter is on the same level as Poliwhirl. You know, if you're opening up a base set Pokemon pack, you're hoping to hit obviously the big three, maybe Zapdos, Mewtwo, all that good stuff. But you don't want to pull Poliwhirl. Same thing with Slide Rock Bolter. Out of all the beasties in Kryptonation, this is like bottom of the barrel, but he just sold for double what Chaos Crystal sold for. So that's crazy. And if you think that was crazy, I don't understand what happened here. There must be some mistake on the bidder's part. This is a full hollow, just first edition. It's not Kickstarter. PSA-10 Bigfoot sold for $77. I mean, the Kickstarter version would sell for more than this, but not much more. So I don't know what happened here. If you're the person that bought this, please comment below. And if you're the person that sold this, please comment below too. Like, did you actually get paid for this? $77. That's insane. Next we have a Kickstarter Mothman Full Hollow PSA-10, sold for $750 American. Next we have a lot of 6 cards, so it's sold for $149 American, $204 Canadian. And it's kind of interesting because we have a Collecticon stamped Grim Reaper PSA-9, 2 PSA-9 Kickstarter Reverse Hollow Mothman. So they're both with a Reverse Hollow. They're both Kickstarter though, and they're both PSA-9. And then we also have the first edition, obviously first edition, but Full Hollow Wendigo PSA-10, Kickstarter Walking Sam Full Hollow PSA-9, and a Full Hollow PSA-10 Headless Horseman. So for $149, $204 Canadian, decent cards here. And the Collecticon stamped Grim Reaper is not an easy card to come across either. So here's an interesting card. A sample tarot card, $69.60, PSA 6. You really don't see these too often. And I never knew what to think of like sample tarot cards. To me, it was just a tarot card with a black border. I didn't feel like they had the same like sample like origin as like the original sample cards from MetaZoo, you know what I mean? And look how horribly off-centered that is. I mean, black, black, black. Oh, hardly any black on that side. Like, that is absolutely off-centered. So you know what I figured I'd do? Because I don't see these too often. Check out the PSA population report of these. So here's the 2022 MetaZoo tarot card samples. So this is only the sample cards, not the regular red border ones. And this is interesting. There's 89 total graded, but none of them have ever had a PSA 10, and only 2 sample tarot cards graded a PSA 9, and the rest are PSA 8 or lower. How insane is that? So the sample tarot cards are absolutely brutal quality. Next we have the Caster Cup Collecticon promo packs. So Slab Sharks were selling 5 of them. The lowest one sold for $22.53. So it's just a basic Caster Cup promo pack. You're going to get 3 cards in there. And out of the 5 auctions they had, the highest one sold for $31.25. Here's a steal of a deal. Gasanditha first edition. I mean, Lake Ontario Charizard. Boom. PSA 10, only $26. I mean, yes, Pro Piscine Auctions does have a higher fee for shipping, but still, that's a really nice card, and that's pretty cheap for a PSA 10. And here's the PSA population report for all the first edition Cryptonation release decks. So where's Gasanditha here? Omachank, Swamp Priestess, 65 PSA 10s out of 111 graded. Gasanditha is always the second most popular. 109 graded, 55 PSA 10s. Speaking of steal of a deal, holy crap. Flatwoods Monster, the alternate art, serialized out of 25. Cryptic Camera, PSA 10. Only $62. Whoever picked up, that is, I guarantee, jumping up and down. That's a steal of a deal. Here we have Snipe from Hero Quest. Only $20.50 for PSA 10. And then we have the other kind of Snipe variation, the binary Snipe, 1111001, whatever. $52 as a PSA 10. Here we have Caster's Gun, Playtester, Full Hollow, $16.19. Here we have Spirit Fusion. This always reminds me of Goku or Dragon Ball Z or like Gotenks. $15.50 for a playtester. But yeah, that reminds me of Gotenks with all his ghost, kamikaze ghost. Actually, you know what? I'll show the little video of it right now.
Number 2, make him sorry! Yes!
Next we have the Cryptid Busters Full Hollow Playtester card, $32.69. They have Mini T-Rex Full Hollow Playtester, $15.69. And as usual, in every weekly update video I have, there's always these cards selling. New Year's Celebrations, Loveland Frogman, beautiful card in person. PSA 9 sold for $6.18, which is actually insane because PSA 10s from Slab Sharks like maybe a month ago were selling lucky if they were making like $5 to $8. So PSA 9, that's crazy. And then PSA 10s are actually going up. Look at this, $12.03. I know that's not a lot, but these were selling for so cheap a month or two ago. Like literally anywhere from like $3 to $5. $8 was like crazy. Getting to double digits was impossible. So now that we're at $12.03, and another one sold for $13.94. This is crazy. Next we have a sample Bloodlust PSA 9, $174.50. Not bad at all. Next on July 19th, we had a Sam Sinclair sample card, PSA 9, sell for $435. Now this one was definitely relisted. Maybe the buyer didn't pay when this was in auction before in one of my other previous videos, so it's sold again for $435. Hopefully they get paid this time. And another sample Sam Sinclair PSA 9 sold for $455 in auction on July 20th. So this is a different one. And here we have PSA 8 Hodag sample card, $190.50. When I came across this card, I was like, how the heck did it sell for $26.49? Normally these cards sell for, you know, $2, $3, $5. You just catch them all collectibles. It's got all the engraving and like the laser etch so you can see right through the card. So you can see right through the card, but I guess this one says test 1 of 1. But is it truly a test 1 of 1? I mean, I could have wrote that on there, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know who would fake that, so it probably is. Yeah, $26.49. And holy crap, look at this. This is crazy. So, I know cards or MetaZoo sells for quite a bit more in Europe, but look at Australia. Machak Swamp Priestess PSA 10, $166.68 as a buy it now. And this blows my mind. We all know this one sells for less than $20 in America. First anniversary promo PSA 10, like $80 as a buy it now in Australia. But look at this, Gas and Detha. We just saw one from Probe Scene Auction sell for what, $26 or something as a PSA 10? This is $66.93 for a PSA 9. So if these sales are legit, maybe if you're moving to Australia, bring a whole bunch of MetaZoo with you. Here we have a massive lot of MetaZoo products. So $87. What do you get here? A bunch of theme decks. Oh, the Christmas promo boxes. So each one of those boxes has 10 promo cards in it. Okay. Oh, some Poker Tour poker decks sealed. Okay. Okay, the Wilderness times eBay box. Got the good box topper in there. Some spell books. Yeah, so $87 for all that. That's quite a bit of product. Next we have a pretty awesome card. X-Fractor Mothman PSA 10. $88 from Topps Chrome. You don't see these too often. And you know what? Let's check out the PSA population report for Mothman for Topps Chrome. I just want to point something out that's very interesting that I'm aware of, but maybe other people aren't aware of. So the X-Fractor down here, there's only 6 of them that exist. So the one that's sold for $88 out of 17 graded. But is anyone aware of the fact that for the regular refractor, so not X-Fractor, but regular refractor, there's only 9 that exist and there's 45 that were sent in. So I know there's usually a premium on the X-Fractor, and I mean it looks much better. But the PSA 10 refractor Mothman for Topps Chrome is very hard to get as a PSA 10. 9 out of 45 is significantly harder than 6 out of 17. And the same thing over here for the alternate art Mothman from Topps Chrome. The X-Fractor, there's only 9 PSA 10s out of 19 sent in. But for the refractor, there's only 16 out of 55 sent in. So it's pretty insane. Next we have that Chrome Encrypted Carnival, that super premium deluxe box where it has the 2 boxes and the promos and all that. $142.82. Don't know what the shipping would have been, but because they may not ship to Canada. But hey, it's dipped a little bit below 150. At one point it was selling for a little more. I mean, the value in here is not worth 142, but if you keep this sealed, maybe that'd be a cool collector's item. But I mean, don't open this. You're gonna get about $10 of value if you're lucky. Even the promos aren't worth much, which I think is weird because I think they're really nice. Here we had a buy now PSA 10 Full Hollow Tizera Kickstarter, sold for $85. Here's an interesting one. So we have a whole bunch of UFO booster boxes, Cryptid Nation 2nd edition, UFO spellbooks, theme decks. We got some Rudy Alpha Investment playmats. So how many boxes? So 6 boxes of UFO and 2 boxes of 2nd edition. I mean, that's the main prize here. Then 4 UFO spellbooks, and yeah, the theme decks. But I mean, you're getting 8 booster boxes. I know the 2nd edition is not worth much. You're not going to pull much out of there, but this should just be a fun rip. That's a ton of products. 6 UFO booster boxes. And here's another pretty good one, I would say. So $110. You're going to get a Rudy Alpha Investment playmat, 2 boxes of Wilderness, a box of Nightfall, 2 boxes of Seance, 2 spellbooks from Wilderness, and 2 spellbooks from Seance, and some theme decks. So for $110, I mean, all day, every day. I mean, yes, a lot of these booster boxes, I mean, the Seance could be mapped. There might be Jack's Squad in there. Wilderness is just a fun rip. You get Nightfall, I mean, the spellbooks. $110, you can't go wrong. Here we have another Cryptid Busters play tester card, $30.69. Here's a card that I think could have been way more valuable if MetaZoo would have put it out in the proper way, but Boogeyman. Who hasn't heard of Boogeyman? I mean, that's the general term for anything scary in the night, right? Full Hollow from Caster's Cup promo, only $23.49. Here we have the Sewer Alligator non-hollow Caster's Cup promo. The way you know it's right in the corner there, the Caster Cup logo. I remember before Channel Fireball totally screwed everything up. Their promo cards were worth quite a bit of money. So $6.50 for the Headless Horseman. And anyone that's been around since the beginning of MetaZoo definitely remembers this promo. For only $10.50, that's insane. This used to be like, I think around $100 card. It was quite a bit more than $50, I know that much. This was not cheap to get. Here's a really nice card. Playtester Midnight Lake Sigil. Full holo, only $13. Here we have Icy Path with the Caster Cup promo or Caster Cup logo on it. $28.50. Not bad. See if I can pronounce this. Amikuk. Probably butchered that. Full holo. Wow, Caster Cup logo on it. $41.09. I mean, for raw MetaZoo cards, this is pretty impressive. Seems like 2,500 boxes is too big of a print run for MetaZoo now, which is crazy. Even Bigfoot Reverse Holo Kickstarter, $12.50. Actually, this was a pretty good steal of a deal. So I know Wilderness is cheap, but I mean, getting a binder with the complete set, every card, in full holo, reverse holo, and non-holo form, if it has those forms. Like Bigfoot only has full holo, but it all comes in the binder, only $39. Here we have a Playtester Stoneman from Wilderness, full holo, $26. Here we have the complete promo set from the Kickstarter World Poker Tour set. All, 12 promo cards, $20.50. Here we have Forest Friends, full holo, Playtester from UFO, only $11.50. Here we have Forest Gods Amber Kickstarter full holo, $15.50. Here we have full holo Flatwoods Monster Kickstarter, $21.51. Ding Bell from one of the Crypto Nation theme decks. You don't see these too often. $16.19. I believe for the theme decks like this, there's only 500 of each of them made. So there should be only 500 of this card that exist. Metal Man of Alabama, unscratched, redeemable for the skateboard, $13.50. I really wonder for cards like this, I mean, when the new company buys MetaZoo IP, if they set up a program where you could redeem these cards for the skateboards, these cards are going to go through the roof. I mean, the value of these are totally crashed right now, but if there's a way to redeem for the skateboard, look out. Here's an interesting auction. So all the different box arts for Native, $220 in auction. Not a bad deal at all. I mean, Native's usually the most expensive booster box still. So to get all 4 different artworks for $220, I think was a steal of a deal. And here's another steal of a deal. I mean, Bigfoot unscratched from Revive Crypto Nation, only $12.50. Here's some interesting auctions. I've never seen these backpacks, so I guess these are pre-Kickstarter, before Kickstarter, the Patreon backpacks limited to 50. So this one sold, the blue one sold for $48.99. The red one sold for $55. And let's just take a look at the artwork. I mean, that is pretty cool. And then the gray one sold for $76.77. I like the red one the best, but apparently the gray one was the most valuable. Here we have another Rudy Alpha Investment promo, the very first promo, raw, sold for $40. Here we have a Snallygaster full holo Kickstarter PSA 10, sold for $74. Lightning Glass Kickstarter full holo PSA 10, sold for $50. Growth PSA 10 full holo, only comes as full holo, PSA 10, sold for $50. This one confuses me. Hodag full holo Kickstarter PSA 10, sold for $171.38. What? That's crazy. This is Hodag. Nothing against Hodag, but I mean, as far as popular beasties in Crypto Nation, that sold for a lot more than you would think. And then we have Babe the Blue Ox, sold for $173.50, full holo Kickstarter PSA 10. Remember earlier in the video when Slide Rock Bolter, first edition, not even Kickstarter, PSA 10 sold for $30, and Chaos Crystal was selling for $15 as a PSA 10? What is this? Mermaid Scales. What? Full holo Mermaid Scales Kickstarter PSA 10, $202.51. When did this become so popular? I mean, I don't understand some of these sales at all. Meanwhile, Piazza Bird, I mean, is selling, I think last week for under $70. You'd be lucky to sell Piazza Bird for $100 nowadays. But meanwhile, we got Babe the Blue Ox, Hodag, Mermaid Scales selling for near the $200 area. Like, that's bananas. If you're holding on to Possessed Aura, it's selling for pretty good money still. So this is Possessed Aura from Revive, the Revive skateboard collaboration, sold for $200. So it's sealed and it's still redeemable. $200 for this card. Meanwhile, redeemable Bigfoot or anything else is selling for like $15 or less. But Possessed Aura, very hard pull, $200. Crazy. And then Possessed Aura PSA 10. It's the eBay edition, so let's check it out. Sold for $150. So yeah, there's a pretty nice card right there. PSA 10 Possessor. eBay stamp. Very hard to find that. So here's the Seance population report for Possessor. So first edition has 39 sent in, 29 are PSA 10. Big box edition has 7 sent in and 6 are PSA 10. And all 4 of the eBay edition ones got a PSA 10. So there's only 4 that exist though. That's pretty crazy. Well, as PSA 10s, and only 4 sent in. So for $150, I'd say this was a steal of a deal. Here we have the Hello Kitty, the first promo card, the crazy one. PSA 10, $250. Best offer accepted. Here we have the MetaZoo NYC New York City Rat King promo. PSA 10, sold for $200. So for the Times Square redemption, there are 60 that are sent in the PSA, and 34 are PSA 10, just in case you're ever curious about that. Here's a cool one. So PSA 10 Playtester Wendigo sold for $175 as a best offer. So this is the PSA population for Wendigo. So where are we here? For Playtester, there's 13 sent in, 11 have PSA 10. For the regular first edition full holo, which we all know, there's 564 sent in, 410 are full holo. And when I was looking up all the Hello Kitty stuff, I came across this again. I know that I mentioned this in a video a while ago, but supposedly Hello Kitty rookie card from 1976. $300 or best offer. I don't know how many of these exist, but it's interesting. And to end this video, we got a sample growth card that was sold for $200. And the reason why I bring up this card, it was sold from the same seller that sold Cryptid Keeper, his Loveland Frogman, for $800. So I wonder if he received it yet and how all that went, because I can't wait to see that. Hopefully everything goes well. Apparently this is a good seller, just not very much feedback on eBay. One thing about their listing though, they don't have the word sample in here, and I think that would help them get a little more traction, or if people are looking up sample cards. But meanwhile we're here, let's see what other sample cards they have on their eBay site. So $275 for Sinkhole Sam, got Grim Reaper still, Deathbeam, Headless Horseman, hey, we got a Hodag, Aura Generator, oh, Piazza Bird, that's amazing, Wendigo, Sam Sinclair, and that's all they got left so far, so they still have some left. So yeah, I guess that's it for today's video. Comment below, what do you think of some of these auctions? Did you buy some of these? Did you sell some of these? And I guess the big question is, what do you think is going to happen when the new company takes over MetaZoo? I know they're not going to take over like the next day after July 29th, but whoever eventually does acquire MetaZoo, do you think they're going to set up a program to get rid of all the skateboards to redeem those cards, and maybe help out people that already paid for redemption and just never received it? I think there'll be something in place. That's my prediction. So I could be completely wrong, but I honestly think whoever takes over MetaZoo is going to set up some kind of program to redeem promo cards that weren't redeemed yet, and help the people that deserve to get the skateboards that paid for redeeming them already, for them to get them. I actually think that something's going to be set up. I will be surprised if there isn't. So anyways, comment below and we'll see you in the next video.